Good evening all of you. Audio video clear? So welcome all of you. Today we are discussing the topic permutation combinations. Again, this is actually continuation of last two classes where we discussed about fundamental principle of counting, anagram problem, etc. So now we are going to learn about permutation formula, combination formula also. And I will tell you where to use it, where not to use it. Yeah, good evening one and everyone. Yes, I am good, Omkar, and hope all of you are good. So let's start. So permutations and combinations. This is part of this full-length course where we are discussing general aptitude topics useful for CSIR exam and other exams also. Those of you want printed study material for CSIR-NET exam, this is currently the bestseller book for part-time preparation. You can buy this book in Amazon or Flipkart, and our other playlist also you can check out. Especially if you are preparing for GATE, my full-length course is available. And UPSC exam full lecture series are there. CSIR-NET previous year question series are there, and General Aptitude full course is also there. These free videos also you can check out. And if you want to learn speed maths or Vedic maths, you can check out our playlist on that also. Thank you so much, Abhi. So other resources, free resources, if you want to check the description of this video, or scan this QR code by which you can access those free resources and share this to maximum people. So last class we discussed about fundamental principle of counting, multiplication rule. This idea is very important in today's class also. So you have heard about permutations, combinations. In 11th class in NCERT textbook, permutations and combinations were there. Some of you, or most of you have taken science math was there as one subject in your class 11-12. Some of you may not have had maths. Just let me know in the chat how many of you have learned permutation combination in 11th standard. Whether you remember or not, that is another story. I'm asking whether you have studied or not, because some students may be of bio background, bio and no math streams also may be there. That is why I just want to know. You have heard about permutation combination before, right? Just let me know in the chat or comment section. So I will explain what is the difference between permutations and combinations. So if you are having three letters ABC, consider different ways by which you can arrange two letters from the set. You need to take two letters from the set and you need to arrange them. How many ways you can arrange them? Two letter means A and B. If I take, I can write it as AB also, BA also. That are two different arrangements. Listen to the word arrange. And if I take A and C, I could have taken A and C. Then AC and CA are two arrangements possible. If I take B and C, BC and CB are two arrangements possible. All of you are understanding? So that is 6 arrangements are possible. That arrangements are called permutations. All of you understood? Now simultaneously we will discuss what is combination also. The same three elements ABC, selecting two letters. If you just want to select two letters, how many ways you can select two letters? A and B is a selection. A and C is a selection. B and C is a selection. That is 3 selections only. 6 arrangements were there, but 3 selections only. All of you are understanding it? Selections and arrangements, the difference you should understand. Here AB and BA are not two different selections. That is the same selection itself. Because the order does not matter. In arranging things, order matters. In selecting things, order does not matter. For example, from this class, think that I am randomly selecting 2 people from this class. Randomly selecting 2 people. So whether the first, for example, I am calling out names in the chat. Omkar I am choosing as one person and Shivam I am choosing as one person. So if I am selecting, if I take Omkar first and then Shivam, or if I take Shivam first and Omkar next, that is same selection itself. But if I am arranging, if I am choosing these two people and deciding that I will give 1 lakh rupee to one person and 1 rupee to the other person, then the order matters. The 1 lakh person I want to choose first. So whether it is Omkar first or Shivam first, that will be valid, right? Are you getting the point? The difference between arrangements and selection. The difference between arrangements and selection, if you understood, you have understood permutations and combinations also. Please let me know, all of you. I will show you more examples so that you will be more clear with this. First I am telling about the word meaning permutation and combination. Then we will go to the mathematical formula or mathematical calculation of permutations and combination. Thank you so much, Kirandeep. Yeah, I too hope so that more and more people will get to know about this channel. Yeah, as I have told before, that is definitely there in any educator's mind, that they reach to more and more crowd. So do support us to reach to more and more people. Okay, so all of you understood this. Now I will tell you practical examples so that you understand this better. Try this question. Try this question. All of you try this. I will come in a minute. All of you complete this question. Okay, some of you got an answer. I'll explain. Okay, many of you, I think in school days you had a confusion when to use combination, when to use permutation. By today's class that will be completely clear. When to use permutation, when to use combination, you will understand it logically, because I am explaining the concept behind permutation and combination. So here, forward and defender are two positions. So choosing the forward playing person. In football, forward and defender are two positions where the players play. So forward is one position, defender is one position. Like I told you an example now, choosing randomly two people from this class and giving 1 lakh rupee to one person and 1 rupee to another person. There the order matters. Same way, forward and defender, who you are choosing forward and defender, the order matters. Order matters means if A, B, C, D, E are the 5 people, 5 players are there. I want to choose one person to be the forward player from this 5 people. That means forward can be chosen in 5 ways. Forward can be chosen in 5 ways. Compare it with yesterday's concept I told you, day before yesterday. That from 3 shirt and 2 pants, how many outfits are possible? So shirts can be chosen in 3 ways, pants can be chosen in 2 ways. Same way, forward person can be chosen in 5 ways and the defender can be chosen only in 4 ways. Why 4 ways? The person who is chosen as the forward cannot play as defender also. That is a different role. So 4 ways only to choose the defender. If 5 ways are there for forward and 4 ways for defender, fundamental principle of counting says 5 into 4, 20 ways are there. All of you are understanding this. Now some of you may be thinking, how we can confirm that this is correct. For this question only, I will list out these 20 possibilities very fast. The forward can be A, as A being forward is a possibility. Na? A forward means B can be defender, A forward C can be defender, A forward D can be defender, A forward E can be defender. Like ABCD, if I write two set. AB, AC, AD, AE are all possible. But AA are not possible because a person cannot be forward and defender at the same time. So AB, AC, AD, AE are possibilities of A being forward. First person I am fixing as forward and second person as defender. Now with B as forward and A as defender, B as forward and C as defender, B forward, D defender, B forward, E defender. Similarly, C forward, A defender, C forward, B defender, C forward, D defender, C forward, E defender. Similarly, D forward, A defender, D forward, B defender, D forward, C defender, D forward, E defender. All of you are understanding? Similarly, E forward, A defender, E forward, B defender, E forward, C defender and E forward, D defender. These are total 20 in number. Na? In the fundamental principle of counting lecture, I told you when there are 20 balls arranged in row and column format, you will not count all 20 of them. You will just say 5 into 4, 20. Same way, counting like this is not time, it is not practical in exam. That is why we are using fundamental principle of counting. Now there is a doubt. What is AB and BA? How it is different? It is different, na? This is A forward and B defender. This is B forward and A defender. They are different. That means different means that are the rearrangements of AB and BA. That are the rearrangements of AB and BA. Arrangements. Arrangements means it is permutation. I told you already, permutation means arrangements. So here the question is asking how many permutations are there. And that from 5 things, 2 things to be selected and arranged, 5P2. But some of you at least may not be familiar with permutation notation. So I will slowly get into permutation notation. Before that I will show you one more question. Let us clear the concept and go to the next idea. Try this all of you. Very fast now, it should be easy. Carefully try this all of you. Very good. Some of you already got it right. Wonderful. How many ways a manager can select 2 players out of 5 players? Just selecting 2 players out of 5 players. So selecting 2 players out of 5 players means if I choose A as one player, B can be another player, A as one player, C can be another player, A as one player, D can be another player, A as one player, B, E can be another player. Now B as one player, don't write A as another player because AB selection, BA selection are the same itself. Are you all understanding? But you can write BC, BD, BE. Similarly CA you cannot write because AC is same as CA. Are you understanding? And CB you cannot write because BC is same as CB. But CD and CE can be written. Similarly, DA, DB, DC, all the 3 are wrong. Why? These 3 are already written. Na? DA and AD are same, BD and DB are same, CD and DC are same. But DE can be written. Similarly, EA, EB, EC, ED are all same because that is already written, this column format, AE, BE, CE, DE. So this is repetition. Or in other words, previous question we got 5 into 4, na? Only half of it are original here. Compare it with the anagram problem. In anagram problem I told you how to delete the duplicates. Now here also you divide by 2 factorial. That is what is happening, because half of them or 1 by 2 factorial of them are actually duplicates. Or we can say 4 ways for A, 3 ways for B, 2 ways for C and 1 way for E. Adding it up also you will get 10. I am telling 2-3 different perspectives so that you understand the connection between these ideas. So here the answer will be 5 into 4, 20 by 2, 10. All of you understood why it is 10, not 20? Because here it is only selecting 2 people from 5 people. Previous question it was selecting and arranging. That is permutation. This is combination. But still I didn't say about what is permutation formula and what is combination formula. So that is what I am going to explain. Listen very carefully. I will tell this question in a totally different way. Exactly Math Universe. Sarika, I am coming to that. Slow and steady we are moving on to that itself. Again, the problem we had in school days is, first it was told use 5C2. No background behind what 5C2 was told. That is why we felt whether it is 5C2, whether it is 5P2. After today's class there should not be any confusion like that. That is why I am taking this much time to explain this. I didn't still explain 5C2 and 5P2. What I am trying to say is, without even using 5C2, 5P2, you can do almost all questions. Or few questions only need the combination formula as such. Okay, but still I am going to explain what is the combination formula. Listen very carefully. So this question I am telling in a totally different way now. You have understood one perspective or 2 perspective of this already. But I am totally redefining this. Listen very carefully. I am the manager that is mentioned in this question. I am imagining so. How many ways a manager can select 2 players out of 5 players? So I am the manager. So I am seeing 5 people there. I am seeing 5 people there. So think that initially the plan was to select 5 players out of 5 players. Select 5 players out of 5 players. In that case there is no confusion, take all the 5 players. But here only 2 players can be selected. That means if you think from the player's perspective, what are the 2 choices they have? Either to be part of the team or not to be part of the team. Are you all understanding this? Either to be part of the team or not to be part of the team. Or we can say 2 people will be selected. The remaining 3 people will be not selected. Are you all agreeing? 2 people will be selected, S for selection, and 3 people will be not selected, NS for not selected. Are you all understanding this? Please respond. Now the two people selected, how many ways I can select that? The first person selected, I can select it from the 5 people. 5 people. The second person I am selecting, how many ways I can do that? In 4 ways. All of you are understanding? Now the remaining 3 people will be anyway not selected at all. They will be not selected at all. If all the 5 could have been selected, it could have been 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But the last three people are not selected at all. So only 5 into 4 is needed. But this can be written as 5 factorial by 3 factorial. Now, are you agreeing this? 5 into 4 also can be written as 5 factorial by 3 factorial. This you can compare it with anagram idea I taught you yesterday. That is why I taught you first anagram idea, then explain combination formula or permutation formula. All of you understood this much? To select 2 people, okay, one second, I'll do one thing. I will start with this idea explaining and then explain that idea. So the 2 people forward and defender are the 2 people to be selected. The remaining 3 people, what is their situation? They are not selected. If they also had a role, say goalkeeper. say, yeah, I don't know all the positions in football. Those of you know can mention. Other than goalkeeper, what are the other positions? Center forward, something like that is there. Again, I'm not very sure. I'm just writing center forward or center. If there are 5 roles, then it would have been 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 now. But these 3 roles are not defined, only these 2 roles are defined. So we can say 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. In that 3 into 2 into 1 is not needed, so you can divide it. Or we can say it is 5 factorial by 3 factorial. All of you are understanding this? 5 factorial by 3 factorial. So instead of 5 players, if it was 10 players, how you can write it in this format? 10 players means 10 factorial divided by 8 factorial. Why 8 factorial? We need only 2 people. The remaining 8 people are not needed. That is why we are dividing them and cancelling them out. Are you getting this point? If it was 20 people, what will happen? 20 factorial divided by 18 factorial. 18 factorial, why? Because we need only forward and defender. The remaining 18 positions are not defined in the question at all. So we don't need them. So you are dividing by the remaining 18 into 17 into 8, 16 into up to 1. All of you understood? And this is called permutation formula. 20 factorial by 18 factorial. In permutation formula, we write it as 20p2. 20p2. 20p2 means 20 factorial divided by 20 minus 2 factorial. This is 10p2. That means 10 factorial divided by 10 minus 2 factorial. That is 8 factorial. This is 5p2. That is 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 2 factorial. Or in general, NPR can be defined as n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. All of you understood this? Now you understood when permutation should be used and what is permutation formula. All of you understood this? Now, there can be a very important question in your mind. This question was solved much easier before. How? We just told forward defender. We didn't worry about the 3 position. We just told 5 into 4, 20 is the answer. Then why we need permutation? Exactly, that is the point. Why we need this unnecessarily? I told you what is permutation formula, how it is originated, the history behind it, everything I have told. But this is useless when you know fundamental principle of counting. So when you know fundamental principle of counting, permutation formula is not needed as such. In very complicated situation, permutation formula is useful, but CSIR or GATE exam or UPSC exam, these kinds of exams, the question pattern is not that much tricky that you should use permutation. No, just fundamental principle of counting is needed. That is enough. All of you understood this? I have told a lot of things now. Hope all of you understood it. What is permutation formula? I told you. When to use it, I told you. How it is connected to fundamental principle of counting, I told you. And finally, I am saying all these are useless. Only fundamental principle of counting was needed to do these kinds of questions. All clear? 5 into 4. That's enough. Now what about combination formula? Combination, in some questions combination formula is useful. That is why combination also I will explain little bit in detail. So instead of that forward and defender, if it was only selecting 2 players, I told you 5 into 4 you can divide it by 2. Why you are dividing by 2? Half of them are duplicates. So this dividing process can be written as combination formula. If it has 5 players and 2 players should be selected, selection and not selection. So selection not selection means the selection can be done in 5 into 4 ways. But there are duplicates, so you are dividing by 2. The remaining 3 into 2 into 1, that also have duplicates. So 1 second. Okay, so that means this is 5 factorial divided by 2 factorial. and we don't want this 3 factorial, so you divide by 3 factorial also, just like in previous question I showed you permutation how it is defined. So can you tell me, instead of 5, if it was 10, how this logic will work? 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into up to 1 would be there if 10 rows are there. But 10 rows are not there. That means this 8 factorial is useless. So you are dividing by 8 factorial. 10 factorial divided by 8 factorial. Now 10 into 9 also, half of them are only originals. Remaining are duplicates. Why duplicate? Because this is only selection. So you have to divide by 2 factorial also. If it was 100 people instead of 10 people, 100 people, it will be 100 factorial divided by 2 factorial and 100 minus 2, 98 factorial. All of you are understanding? And that is called combination formula. N factorial divided by R factorial into N minus R factorial. Here it is 2 factorial into 100 minus 2 factorial. This is called NCR. NCR. How many of you understood it now? This should be done when only selection is needed, no rearrangement needed. Order does not matter. Now I am going to show you 2-3 questions so that you will be super clear about this concept. I know that now many unclear things are there because I have told some things which are mathematical, or the logic behind math I have told. Just let me know whether you have understood it now. What is combination? What is permutation? Now let us practically see questions to understand this better. Exactly, Shubhangi. That is what I was trying to convey. Try this June 2018 NET exam problem. Those of you are watching this live or recorded, after today's class, please let me know whether you understood the logic behind permutation combination today for the first time, or you already knew. If you let me know, that will be a good data for me to improve my upcoming sessions. Because if majority of the people have heard this for the first time, means I will try to explain this little more in detail when I take this in the next class. So that is why your feedbacks will be very useful after every class. If you can put some feedbacks about the class, that this was new to us, or this was interesting, or this was boring, that also you can mention. So some of you already got the answer. Yeah, those of you watched the Super 30 movie, the same question was asked in the Super 30 movie also. In a class there were 15 people. So this hero Hrithik Roshan character was asking the students, if everyone is shaking hands with each other, how many shake hands will be there? So that same question is asked, instead of 15 people, it is 11 people. So let us understand. So I told you combination formula is useful because if you understood when to use combination and what is combination, this question can be done super fast. From 11 people, you need to pick people to do shake hands. For shake hands, how many people are needed? At a time, how many people shake hands? Not 10 people, only 2 people. Now, are you understanding? Because 2 hands of 2 different people are needed for one shake hand. So 2 hands of 2 different people. So 2 different people should be selected from 11 different people. So from 11 things, you need to select 2 things. That is when 11C2 should be used. Compare it with the previous idea I told you. From 5 people, when you want to select 2 people, 5C2 should be used. Same way, from 11 people, you need to select 2 people. And this is what? 11 factorial divided by 11 minus 2 factorial into 2 factorial. But this expression can be simplified without even writing this. That also you may have learned in school days. 11C2 means just write 11 into 10 in the numerator, because remaining 9 factorial will anyway cancel. And in the denominator just write 1 into 2, because remaining are going to cancel, because 11 factorial is what? 11 into 10 into 9 factorial. And 11 minus 2 factorial is what? 9 factorial. So this will cancel. Then 2 factorial means 1 into 2 now. If it was 11C2, 11 into 10 divided by 1 into 2. If it was 11C3, 11 into 10 into 9 divided by 1 into 2 into 3. 3 numbers. Clear? 11 into 10, 110 by 2, 55 would be the answer. This is where combination formula is needed. Again, let me reiterate what I told us. Permutation formula is not very needed, but combination formula is useful in some situation to do the question faster. But is it only the way to do this? No, this is not the only way. You can do it logically also. Even in the Super 30 movie also, it was explained logically. Like, I will explain how to understand this logically. I will tell you. The person who give the shake hand and the person who receive the shake hand, if I assign the roles like that, yeah, in a shake hand a giver and receiver will be there, na? But we cannot say who is the giver and who is the receiver, because both are givers and both are receivers, because it's a mutual thing, na? So how many ways the giver can be chosen? 11 ways. How many ways receiver can be chosen? 10 ways only. So 11 into 10, 110 shake hands would have been possible. But 110 shake hands, what is the problem? In this, A giver, B receiver, B giver, A receiver, both are counted in this 110. Na? Are you getting the point? But is it how the shake hands work? Like in a hall, you and your friends are there. So your friend came to you and gave you a shake hand. So after 1 minute you remember, okay, he gave me a shake hand. I didn't give him. So you will go to your friend and tell, this is my shake hand for you. No, you will not say that, right? Because his shake hand to you is your shake hand to him also. Shake handing is a mutual action. Are you getting the point? That means it is just selection. It is not arrangement. Listen to what I told. Remember what I told in the beginning of today's class. Arranging things is permutation. Selecting things is combinations. Are you getting the point? Okay, some of you are imagining doing that next time when you see your friends, right? Yeah. But as I told, normally it is mutual, right? A, B shake hand, B, A shake hand are the same. That means half of them are duplicates. In this 110, half of them are duplicates. So you have to do 11 into 10 divided by 2. 55. Same 55 we got. It is not mandatory to use combination. You can do without that also. That is what I am trying to say. Exactly, Math Universe. In maths it is called commutative property. AB, BA are the same itself. All of you understood this? There are other ways of doing this also. Like I showed you in that previous selecting people for the team. Yes, Shubhangi, exactly. I will come to that itself. I will answer your question with the next question itself. You can also do this question, this perspective also you can use. A will do 10 handshakes only, because A will not handshake with A will handshake with all the remaining 10 people. Total 11 people are there. These are the names of the people means. Now B also should do 10 handshakes, but one handshake of B with A is already counted. You cannot count it again. Reason I already told. That means 9 handshakes only. C will do 8 handshakes only, because 2 handshakes of C is already counted in the previous lists. So 8 handshakes only. Then 7 handshake. Then 6 handshake. Likewise J will do 1 handshake. K will not do any handshake, because everyone have handshaken with K already. That means total handshake will be sum of this. Sum of this is sum of first 10 natural number. That will also give you the same answer, 55. I told you 3 different perspectives of the same solution, same question. Hope all of you understood it. Now the next question, can you try this super fast? Yeah, we are running, lack of time is there, very fast, try this. Tomorrow also I will discuss miscellaneous question from permutation combination. That means the last 3 class we discussed permutation combination related concept. The last today, yesterday and day before yesterday, these 3 topics commonly in general aptitude, these are called permutation combination itself. But I named only today's class as permutation combination, because only today I introduced you to the formula of permutation combination. So my point is, most of the question does not need permutation formula or combination formula. That is a misunderstanding we had from school days, that permutation combination is very complicated. Where to use them, how to use the formula is all very tricky. That real Real situation is you don't need those formula most of the cases. Fundamental principle of counting is more important than the formula. 8 persons are there and everyone is sharing gifts. For a gift there is a giver of the gift and a receiver of a gift, just like shake hand. So the giver of the gift can be any of these 8 people. Now 8 persons are there, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Receiver can be any of the remaining 7 people, because the giver cannot be the receiver also. You will not gift to yourself. So 8 into 7, 56. Here I didn't divide by 2. Why I didn't divide by 2? Because think about this situation practically. Think that your M.Sc friends or B.Sc friends or school friends, there were 8 people in your gang. So in each of your friends' birthday, you will give gift to them. For example, you have given a gift to your friend on his or her marriage. So if the friend comes with the same gift to you, will you be happy? Or is it actually how it works? Your gift to friend and friend's gift to you are different gifts. Are you getting the point? So the giver and receiver here are different. Giver to receiver, receiver to giver are different. Are you getting? So the arrangements are valid. A to B gift, B to A gift are different. A to B not equal to B to A. That is called order matters. Order matters means arrangements. Arrangements means permutation it is. Permutation means fundamental principle of counting. No need to divide it by 2 because there is no duplicates. Getting the point? Exactly, Kirandeep. So happy to see you, Bikash. So that is why 8 into 7, 56 is the answer. Clear? Where to divide, where not to divide? Is it clear to all of you? So these questions you can screenshot it and try this. Answer is given. These are to check whether you understood this concept. This was a June 2013 NET exam problem. You can answer this now itself. Hope all of you got a basic idea where to use permutation, where to use combination. So the final conclusion what I can say is permutation is useless. No need of that permutation formula I am saying. Use fundamental principle of counting instead. Combination is useful in some situation. So if you want, you learn combination. If you still don't learn also, still you can do with the other logic that is there. But combination is easy to solve actually if you practice it. So this many of you already got. So here also it is permutation, but you don't have to use permutation formula. 20 friends are there, A, B, C, D up to T. A will do how many letters A will write. To all others they will write. So 19 letter, B 19 letter, C 19 letter up to T 19 letter. So 20 people 19 letters each. So 20 into 19. Or we can say sender or the person who sends the letter and the person who receives the letter. So 20 people, 20 possibilities for the sender. Receiver can be only 19 because the sender cannot be the receiver also. So 20 into 19, 380. Again, if you use permutation formula, 20p2 is the answer. That is 20 factorial divided by 20 minus 2 factorial. That is 20 factorial divided by 18 factorial. That is 20 into 19 itself. If you already can directly say 20 into 19, why waste your time in these useless steps? I will say the steps are actually the leftovers of the illogical way you learn school math. You learn math in a rote learning way. That is why we have those things imprinted in our mind. The logicless math you learned. There were logic in those math, but we didn't learn the logic. We want to learn it faster by rote learning. Even the system also didn't give us time to learn it properly. That is why we just by-hearted it. We just by-hearted. If it is order matter, permutation formula. Order does not matter, combination formula. Why we are doing it, we don't know. But hope today you got an idea why we are doing it. If we are knowing why we are doing it, we don't have to even do it. That is a logic. Because if you understood permutation properly, permutation is not needed at all. I mean formula. These are called permutation. We will say 380 permutations are there. Just to say 380 permutations, you have to use permutations. Formula is not needed. All of you got it? That is why it took a lot of time to explain fundamental principle of counting. Last class and last class. Anagrams was also a continuation of that itself. That is why these concepts are little time consuming to explain. So even if it was 30 minutes plan, I have taken more than 45 minutes in the last 2 classes to make you understand this concept. Now it is your turn. So practice these questions. And tomorrow we will discuss miscellaneous questions from permutation combination. Little more trickier questions also we will discuss. Hope all of you understood the concepts properly. Which formula you have used, Kaushiki? Formula is 20p2, that is 20 into 19 divided by 20 into 19 only, because remaining things will be cancelled. 20 into 19 is 380, na? 380 will be the correct answer. So that's it. Thank you all of you. Do let me know whether this session was useful. Do hit the like button and do comment on this video if this session was useful to all of you. As I told in between the class, if this was the first time you are learning about permutation combination, the logic behind the formula, do let me know. In brief, in small short time I had to explain the logic behind. Hope all of you got a clarity. Do let me know. So that's it. Thank you all of you. So happy to hear, because that is the most beautiful thing I have heard from many students, that the way I am teaching is helping them in the subject part also, because this way of thinking is actually not limited to aptitude. Understanding things and learning, you can apply it in your subject part also, and the ways of elimination also in your subject part also, it will be very useful. And to those people who are not using it, many students told me after exam that the general aptitude classes help them to do subject part also better, because their way of thinking have changed, the way of dealing with the subject have changed. So new students also try that. It is a tried and tested thing that many people extended the ideas to, extended the way of learning to subject part also. So try that. And because thanks for letting me know, many students have told this, so that is a very good thought that others also should try. How you can extend this idea to your subject part also, how the shortcut methods, the approaches we are telling in the class, how to use options, that also you can extend it to your subject part. Thank you so much, Shubhangi, Shivam, thank you so much. Thank you all of you. Thank you all of you. Thank you, Banashri, and all of you. So that's it. Have a good night. Share this video to more people if you think that more people will be benefited. And these are completely common topics. This is not for CSIR only. This is for CSIR, GATE, UPSC, UGC NET, bank exam, SSC exams. Most of the competitive exam, permutation combination is a sure topic. So that is why understanding permutation combination is very important. So share it to your friends, share it to your siblings or cousins who are preparing for some competitive exam, or even 11th standard and 12th standard students also find it difficult to understand the difference of permutation combination. If you think anyone who you know have such confusions, you can share it to them if you feel it will be useful for them. So that's it. Thank you all of you. Have a good night. See you all on the next class. Bye bye.